I want to talk today about abundance, money, and wealth, mindset, but also our consciousness. Welcome back to Reconnect Her Fire, and it's so good to have you here today. And I'm talking about the subject that most people ask me about when it comes to creating more abundance. But why do some of us seem to find it easy to continuously have that flow of money and wealth and prosperity? And others are just striving and, well, pushing, hustling, working all the hours God sends, but seems to be hitting the same amount of money coming in each month. And then it isn't even expanding, even when you're putting more effort in. So this all comes down to just over 5 years ago when I had my awakening and realization of exactly of the mindset I was trapped in through choice, because until I had the knowledge and understanding, I couldn't change it. But how all of us can actively, daily change to become who we were truly born to be, which was prosperous, wealthy, abundant, and limitless. When you were born, you screamed, you cried. You made the world know that your needs needed to be met, and you expected them to be met, and they were. So when it changes as we get to adulthood and suddenly the beliefs are really creating the reality around us, we tend to then make the choices from those beliefs that we aren't worthy or good enough, or we don't deserve success, or it's too frightening to be seen, to be stood out, to be showing ourselves for who we truly are, because maybe through childhood we got knocked down, bullied, or we got told to shut up and sent to the quiet corner. So how often now are you seeing yourself, either in the way that you are going along daily life, and maybe for you, that's great. But if you're watching this, it's not, is it? You've had enough. You want more. And rightfully so. We are creators. We are here to expand in all areas of our life and to use the best tool in the world, your imagination, to bring to life what it is that you want, that you truly desire. And if most people could openly talk about money more, they would actually be able to express their needs and their desires. But as I always was brought up, and I'm not sure if you were, that we never spoke about money. My parents didn't discuss what they earn. They didn't discuss bills, or they didn't discuss anything around money. It was all hush hush. And there was always a sense of there was never enough. There was always a lack, or money doesn't get grown on trees. You know, you can't have everything, Joe. That's too expensive. Don't be ridiculous. And so you grow up with other people's imprints, their ideas, their thoughts, their fears, and you take them on, and they go and they grow in your subconscious mind. And they start off as little ideas, but they eventually become your truth. And as a belief is the way that we see the world and the way the universe responds to us and gives us things back. If we're walking every day unconsciously, not aware of the beliefs we hold around money, wealth, prosperity, abundance, that aren't actually working for you, but more of other people's limiting beliefs that they've put on you, then maybe you can start to become a little bit consciously aware of what it is you need to change to start seeing the real you. Because when I started this work and I actually had that realization and that awakening and awareness that actually the things that were set in my mind of I couldn't earn any more above a certain amount, that is when my whole life changed for the better. And since then, every single day, more prosperity, is what I get to feel. More wealth is coming to me, more money and more abundance by me changing the whole programming in my mind. Your mindset rules you whether you like it or not 24 hours 7. And it's phenomenally good. It's great at pumping the blood, doing everything you need for your body to actually continue living. But the beliefs might be a little bit outdated with money. So if I was going to ask you now, do you know any of your limiting beliefs around money? Do you feel that maybe it's time to change them, or even become more self-aware what they are? Because until you're aware of exactly what beliefs are running, you can't change a thing. And that includes your income. That includes what you're attracting or maybe what you're pushing away. What we tend to do with prosperity and wealth and abundance is we're not actually comfortable receiving it as well as we would believe so. We would love to receive and win the lottery and everything else that you may enter. But where in your life aren't you receiving or welcoming or opening up to abundance that the universe is giving you throughout your day? Because I want you to really notice exactly what's around you. Because if you are truly openly honest, you are surrounded by abundance. Now, that can be from the abundance of food that you currently have in the house and the actual abundance of access to that food, the availability that you can just pop down the shop or press the button and get it delivered. However you choose, you have always got that availability, that abundance to be able to access that. And then I want to start going around each room and just noting, how much do you have in those wardrobes? Are they overflowing? Are there piles of clothes in places that, because you don't even have space to hold them anymore? The abundance that you have is a direct reflection of what is going on inside of you. But if we're not even aware and we're constantly on the want without actually having the gratitude for what we've got, we're not actually welcoming what it is we truly want now into our life. We're still holding the picture in our mind of what we got, and we're focusing on the lack because we're not even grateful for what we've got currently. So I want you to go round and just note, what is it that you've got the abundance of? Maybe it's the clothes and the wardrobe, like I say, that's often shoved under the bed. All the things around you, books. Look around. Have a good think about what it is you have actually got more of that you, A, need, but then start to realise that everything you do have has been chosen by you, and there's been an exchange, a circulation of the money to give you back what it was that you wanted at that time. So actually, you've got an amazing amounts of abundance around you. And then I want you to appreciate what is outside of you. What's outside your house? Because there is abundance of things everywhere. Now, I'm not saying they're abundant of what it is you exactly want today, because now you're wishing for more things, and rightfully so. But until we can grasp the abundance we already have, and we can sense that feeling of abundant, of being abundant, then actually we're going to struggle and we're going to have to work so hard to even grasp more of what it is we want. Whereas when we settle back into the feminine energy, and this is what I wasn't aware of at all 5 years ago. I had no clue on this. And so I was always stuck in a job that had a very limited amount of money that it could bring in. There wasn't opportunity to rise, to come out of that. There wasn't overtime, and there wasn't the space and time after work to even take on a second job. So I really did choose things that limited me because my beliefs were that money was hard to make and I wasn't worthy of success. So why would my beliefs show me any way of becoming successful and having abundance flowing into me? It made sure I only saw the opportunities that kept me capped, that kept me limited, that made me feel those feelings of that limited mindset. And it's madness to think that everyone still, and the majority of people are so unaware that they have the capability to change this. When you speak to people with real wealth, you often find they're very, very self-aware of their beliefs. And they're quite shocked when other people aren't, but they're not going to go knocking on the door and telling you. So this is why I love doing the work that I do, because in actual fact, you have the same availability to every billionaire, millionaire on this planet currently now, because you are divinely connected to the consciousness that they are. You are no different. And all you need to start to do is actually start using the gifts that you were given. And the most powerful part of you is your imagination. How often do you always see the disasters? How often when you go to pay for something, are you thinking immediately in the lack of, can I afford that? How expensive is that? Oh my gosh, am I going to have enough to pay for the rest of my bills? And rightfully so, if that's the mindset that keeps you where you want to be. But if you want more, you're going to have to start changing that and actually have appreciation, because money isn't something to fear. Money is energy. And when you come back down to what is money now, you're going to have to believe more that it's energy, because you're not even holding it in your hands. It's not even a paper or a coin anymore. And sometimes, I mean, how do you just hold your phone and put it onto something and digitally suddenly the money's transferred? And that's got to get you to start to realize that money isn't what you were taught it was in the first place. And it is completely unlimited. If you choose, if you make a decisive decision to say, I want more, and actually list out what it is you want and start to visualize what it is. I've manifested everything in the last few years with these methods, and everything has come in. Now, there are still things on the list, but I don't fall for the reality that I'm seeing now and go back into the negative mindset of it's not here and I haven't got enough. I'm turning up, waking up with gratitude and appreciation for everything I've got and what is coming into my life as well. So some of the journal tips I often give to clients is to start asking and working from the version of you that has what exactly it is you want. Are you clear? Do you have an actual picture of what it is you want? Great. Now keep that in your mind. But first of all, I want you to start to take a few deep breaths and start to relax your nervous system. You'll never attract a different outcome with the nervous system you currently got. That's why you're not seeing anything different. Your nervous system is set up from your childhood, from your adulthood, and from your current reality. So if you're highly anxious or you're walking on eggshells more than you are relaxed and comfortable with yourself, we're going to start doing a few breathing techniques, because when we visualize, we are needing to be in a calmer state for those visualizations to be planted to have the outcome of your desires. Because so often, we're not even aware of what it is we want. So get a clear picture. Do a few deep breaths, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And the reason you're doing this is because every inhale is allowing you to actually relax, and a longer exhale sets off your nervous system to say, I'm safer, I'm calm. So take a few moments, find a quiet spot, Don't rush this. The best time is the first time in the morning or just as you're going off to sleep, because your brain waves are naturally at that lower state and they're more receptible to have you imagine, and then you're planting the seeds in your subconscious mind, which then start to grow. But if you're still growing all the negativity and all the negative seeds, then you're going to expect and see the same outcomes. So use the practice, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, just to calm yourself down. Then start to visualize you having the actual thing that you want. So if it's a house, I don't want you seeing the house from a distance. I want you in the house as you now walking around. And I want you to start embodying the feeling of what it is to have that house. And start seeing through your eyes and all of your senses now. So taste, touch, sense, feel the wind. If you're by the beach, feel the sand in between your toes, feel the warmth. If it's a new car, feel the leather, feel the luxury. Feel it, smell it, get that new car smell. Because these are the things which will implant, and as the laws of the universe clearly states, law of attraction. If you can visualize and hold it in your mind, it's coming to you. But as law of attraction states, and the word action is within it, you're going to have to take some steps. But it doesn't mean you've got to work 24/7, 7 days a week to get it. Because you're probably more in your masculine energy than you were in the feminine, where your feminine and the masculine, when they come together, they can co-create with source. That is simply your direct channel to getting what you want. You're co-creating with the consciousness above you. And that's God. Call it what you like. It took me, up until a few months ago to even use the word God. I would use universe, source. I don't mind what you call it, but it's a higher consciousness of intellectual magnificence, which actually holds the completed version of you having what it is you want in your mind. And I want you now to go back and to see, how do you treat money? Do you have a relationship with money? Are you scared to open the bank account, to go onto the app, because you fear the lack? Or do you have a bank account that you open and you're grateful, even when it's in its lowest amount, and you can see that it's about to be refilled? Because that's where you want to be. If you're thinking from lack, you're creating more opportunities for the universe to go, great, you're feeling lack, I'll make sure you have more lack. And that's it. And you know this because that's the reality. And you'll know this when you're feeling your best, and maybe you've had a super month at work, or there's been a huge amount going to your bank account, and you're super excited then to open your account because you're joyful, you're happy, you want to see that amount. So the difference between being joyful and happy and wanting and excited to be somewhere, sat down looking at that phone app, your bank account, to actually setting yourself up to dread opening it on the fear, is exactly you choosing where you want to be with finance, wealth, and abundance. And this is going on every single moment throughout your day, not just with money. It happens with relationships, co-workers. Every area of your life, you're either in expansion in wealth or you're in lack. So you have a choice, and you have the choice how to consciously co-create what it is you want every single moment of the day, through your thoughts, your emotions, your nervous system, all of it is playing a role in how you show up from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. But we are all available to the unlimited resources that this whole entire universe will give you. And the people that have got it are simply in tune with it. So why don't you have a go at understanding yourself a little bit better so you can co-create and bring into your life more joy, more happiness, more freedom, time freedom, and start imagining what it is that you want. Because over this week, the following videos, I'm going to be doing more techniques and very simple ways that we can effectively start to appreciate what we've got. Because the more we have gratitude for, the more we get. The universe goes, great, well done, have more. And it goes, and if you're in a lack mindset, it will go, great, have more lack. You only attract what you are. So if you're giving out the vibrational state of fear, of worry, of complete, well, you just don't believe it's going to be possible for you, then guess what? It won't. But if you flip that switch and start imagining, well, it could be possible for me. Actually, I've got a lot of wealth and abundance around me at the minute. I have cars, I can get everywhere. Yeah, I can afford what I want. There's more things that I would love, but I can't afford them at the minute. That's fine. But what about having that more gracious, easy, flowing energy coming to you when you're co-creating? And it's actually going to start showing you what is possible. Because once you tap into this, you won't want to tap back out. You'll start to believe, and self-trust will start to grow, that you will start to see more abundance because you'll become the magnet to it. You'll be able to process those thoughts with more ease. So when the negative ones, which they love to come up, your negative bias, you're never going to stop them. And it's not about stopping them. It's about going, you're there. Close the door, get out. Now start visualizing my end goal result. What is it I want? And please do not limit your imagination here, because tendency is that we only imagine to the state of our current reality. I want you to go higher and bigger and bigger. And don't start saying things like, but that house is way too big. I don't need 20 bedrooms. But if you're saying to the universe, I don't want that massive wealth, the universe will go, fine, you won't have that massive wealth. The universe doesn't look at the object that you're believing that you want. It's looking at the overall wealth, the feeling of what it would be to have that. So start using that imagination daily. Calm the mind. But first of all, ask yourself and get absolute clarity. Write down 50 things that you would love to have and use the words I want. Now, I don't like using the words I want because it starts to repel. It actually shows us that we don't have it. So the universe will clarify. But for this exercise, it helps your subconscious mind just plant some seeds. So write out everything that you would love. Now, some people and teachers will give you 300 examples. And the minute you get to that 50, I want you to add another 10 and go into more detail. And then start realizing that actually these things are achievable. Because if you can visualize them, you can hold them. So if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe. Because on the next one, I'm going to give you a really effective but exceptionally powerful method to start this daily so you can actually start to see and feel the results in a much shorter time than you would ever expect.